This is the 22nd season of Bass Talk Live. BTL is presented by Bass Cat Boats, Strike King Lures, AFTCO, Pro Guide Batteries, Spro, Gamakatsu, The Bass Tank, Beatdown Outdoors, and Sunline.
BTL coming at you.
Good morning and welcome to another exciting edition of BTL Bass Talk Live, where we are going to talk about bass fishing. Back in the studio for 3 or 4 days before I head to Minnesota to fish the Mississippi River for the first of back-to-back fundraising tournaments for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. The one up at Wabasha, 100 boats, a giveaway, a Skeeter Yamaha. It's going to hit $1 million again this year for the 100 teams. But kind of piggybacking on the back of that, the following week on Table Rock Lake is the Pro Guide Hope Classic. Pate Shumaker from Pro Guide Batteries literally had no reason. Like, he put his own fundraising tournament for St. Jude together kind of in the Ozark region. And knowing how busy Pate is and his workload, this is definitely, without a doubt, a labor of love that he's putting together. But in the first year, they have raised already right at $50,000 in the first year, and we're 26 years into the St. Jude up north. So this is on par to be a very. I've got a hair that's sticking off of the old hat here that's right in my eye. This is on par to be to grow in leaps and bounds. And I pulled Mark Jeffries, the founder of the Bass Zone and Bass Talk Live and Bowling Aficionado, who just he just had his team in his third year. Southern Nazarene University went to the national championships out of the hundreds and hundreds of the D1 club bowling teams, finished 6th in the national championship. And I said, hey, you're going to have to put the bowling ball down, Jeffries. I need you on Table Rock on May 9th. And he cleared his schedule, and we'll have the GoPros running. We'll have Mark Jeffries mic'd up, and we will be fishing the Pro Guide Hope Classic on Table Rock. So that will be a very interesting scenario. I haven't been in the boat with Mark in a number of years. So we're fishing that tournament. So we have a pretty good lineup today. We have Pate on, who's going to talk about the Pro Guide Hope Classic. You guys can still get into it if you're in that Ozark area. It's a $250 entry fee, and then to get into it, you only have to raise $250 donating to St. Jude. So the crazy thing is they have a fully rigged Bass Cat powered by Yamaha, Pro Guide lithiums in it, all decked out, and you don't even have to win the tournament to be eligible for the boat. It's kind of one of those deals, I think, and we'll get paid on to really do, but the more you raise, the more tickets you get to win it. So it's like over $100,000 rig by far. So if you're in that Ozark area, you can fish that. And then Scott Palmer from the Bass Tank will be on. He's got a pretty special announcement. They also ran a pretty cool tournament after the Arkansas River Bassmaster Elite Series, where they actually raised some money for St. Jude. Basically, I'll have to have Scott describe it, but it's a really cool concept. And then he's on a recruiting trip. He's doing exit interviews for the year, but I got Mark Jeffries to come on, and we're going to talk a little bit of strategy since this thing kicks off in a week. There might still be some fish on beds. There might be some post spawners on a wacky rig. You might be able to scope some off of the timber. But my goal in this tournament is to get Mark Jeffries on a post spawn glide bait bite on Table Rock Lake and watch him lose his mind as 3, 4, 5 pound largemouth to 2, 3 pound spotted bass come up and just maul a KGB Chad Shad or a G-Rat Sneaky Pete or any of these glide baits. That's my hope on it. So if you haven't been keeping up with BTL yesterday, we did 4 hours of live shows. Started off really good show, really educational, informative, entertaining show with Christine Fisher, who just finished 11th in the Bassmaster Open. She's only been on the front deck of a bass boat for a year and a half. You know her from the kayak world. She's won over $100,000 in multiple tournaments in that, but had a really cool and really solid tournament. She's right on the verge of qualifying for the EQs halfway through the season. Would highly recommend going back and watching it and listening to what she said. We got into a bunch of life stuff too, not just on the water. And then in the evening, we had Matt Steffen on, where we did a video, an in-depth video breakdown. We had all of his tournament coverage on the water from Grand Lake, my tournament coverage on the water from Grand Lake in the past Open, where we went through what we did right, what we did wrong, what was different, kind of how it all played out, kind of a frame by frame breakdown. So that was a 2-hour show last night. So let's get into it today. Let's bring in Pro Guide Batteries, Pate Shumaker. Thanks for jumping on, Pate. I know you're busy as heck as you try to run a massive battery company and I call it the first annual Pro Guide host.
The first annual. Yeah, listen, I had no idea how involved putting on a bass tournament was going to be. But boy, let me tell you, it's been a lot of fun. It has been way more work than what I expected, but we're super excited to have it. And thank you for having me on again, dude.
Yeah, we had you on about 3 months ago, 4 months ago, when you had kind of announced it. But I have a feeling at that point, it was the concept. You had everything dialed out. You had the Bass Cat. You had obviously the battery, since you run the company, and all of the other partners, Yamaha that was in on it, that was supporting it. But I don't think you had really dove into the nuts and bolts of what it takes to put something like this together. No. Do you have more of an appreciation for tournament organizers and runners now?
Oh, definitely. Just a whole new sense of respect, for sure. Because, the vast majority of people that are helping are volunteering. They're giving their time. They're giving their money to do this. And it's like, man, this is just a little bit different than just trying to sell a battery. So very, very thankful and honored and blessed to have all the partners. Obviously, Bass Cat was kind of the first company that stepped up and was like, hey, let's try to, make this thing big year one. I had hopes and dreams and aspirations to, maybe year 5, year 10, maybe have a boat to be able to give away. And this opportunity showed up, and it was like, oh man, we gotta take care of this year one. We gotta get to work. So we're pedaling our bike as fast as we can to make this thing happen.
There it is right there. The Bass Cat Yamaha powered Pro Guide Bass Classic boat. This is the actual boat that will be it. Now it's not given away, and this is the cool thing. Like, even if you just want to show up and fish and you're like, oh, there's no way I'm going to beat Pete Wenners on Table Rock in one day. That guy's a legend. He's been out there for 40 years. He knows the name of every single fish, and he's probably caught him 3 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you still have a shot at this boat. So kind of break down how that works for anybody that still wants to get involved in this.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of, I've never met a good idea I didn't want to steal, right? Yep. So when I think about the Dick Hiley and the format that they've put together, I think about what Matt Looney did with Bass for Beckers, doing his raffle for his boat. And I was like, how do we do a similar type combination? So that's what we've done. Essentially, we're kind of still in the format of the Dick Hiley, where it's a 100% payout tournament, $250 entry fee for your team. And then there's a fundraising minimum. And with that minimum, the one caveat that we have is there's a certain threshold that you have to meet for the Dick Hiley to get into the drawing to win the boat. And with us,
I think it's $5,000 for the Dick Hiley.
Yeah. And they've been around for 25 years, and all their teams kind of understand the mission and what's going on here. And we're in the infancy of what we're trying to do. So it's like, for us, year one, it's just about getting people to participate and just getting people to understand the cause, what we're trying to do. So when Bass Cat stepped up, they were like, hey, let's give a boat away. It was a really unique opportunity, because it was like, now we can incentivize participation of the weekend anglers that go out there and that might be fishing the OMTT, the Anglers in Action, the Nichols, like all these weekend tournaments. But it could also incentivize just the guys that like to go out and have fun and raise money for a good cause, because the grand prize is not driven by who can catch, the best limit, right? The grand prize is driven by, can I raise money to help kids? And so the great news, that my pitch is like, hey, this would be my kind of tournament, because I'm not going to go out there and I'm not going to beat Pete Winters and Brian Snowden, right? I'm not going to beat those guys. Or Jeremy Lawyer or Matt Pangreg, right? I'm not going to beat these guys. But I can go raise a couple $100 and I might win $100,000 boat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the kind of the double-sided allure in my mind. So we're super excited. So yeah, for every $250 your team raises, it's one ticket. So say you raise $2,500, you have 10 chances to win this boat. And so that's the exciting thing for me, that everybody's got an opportunity to everybody's going to be raising money for a great cause. And we can tell stories for the next 3 hours of how wonderful St. Jude's is. But that's part of the reason. That is the reason for this tournament for us, is to have the platform like the Dick Hiley has up north. Whenever my family was able to go up last year and tell our story, and just an impactful moment in time in our life, of course, and what St. Jude has meant to us, but then able to share that in a real way with a lot of people. It was just super special.
Yeah, you can go back to the first show that we did, like I said, a couple months ago, and you kind of go through your story, which, I mean, you were in the industry, you were going through this with your family, or on the other side of it, able to look back and kind of see how the whole process works. But then you became aware of St. Jude's involvement with the Dick Hiley up north, and it was just kind of one of those things that made sense. Miles Berghoff obviously got involved in it. So it's crazy how when you start doing it, like this industry, I've said this a lot recently because I've been talking to a lot of people recently, but everything in this industry is 2 degrees of separation, not 6 degrees. Yeah. So everybody knows somebody who knows, and it doesn't matter what it is. So, you take that and the Miles, and then the Matt Looney at the Bass Cat, and then even the platform where you register this with Fishing Chaos and Tom Brubaker, the platform, and all these little tentacles kind of lead to it. And a very individual sport that bass fishing is, a lot of time by yourself on the water, spending money on yourself, trying to get a return for it, especially in the tournament world. And I think it's awesome to kind of take all of that, bring it together, and have 2 weeks a year where you're not only fishing for it, because, I mean, if you do manage to somehow beat Pete and Snowden and the Del Viscos and Jeremy Lawyer on Table Rock, there is also 100% payback and cash payback. So you get that. But you're kind of fishing for a bigger cause. And I think if you've never done it, once you fish one of these tournaments a couple times and kind of understand it, you'll be like, okay, that's cool. Like, I can go bust my butt for the BFLs and for the Nichols Team Series or the Bassmaster Opens, but I'm going to take this weekend. We're going to raise money for a great cause and still have that tournament aspect to it. And I think it's really cool how many of the kind of corporate companies have jumped on this, not only Pro Guide like that, but major international companies like Yamaha that's gotten hugely involved. They had a St. Jude booth at the Bassmaster Classic that was there in the Skeeter Yamaha booth, and then Bass Cat boats, to have a boat to be able to rig out and give away in the first year of a charity tournament is pretty much unheard of.
Yeah, no, definitely is. And just couldn't, all these, like you said, this entire industry and culture is kind of, I feel like we're, in a moment where it's kind of a watershed moment where they have these, the Dick Hiley's kind of like really pushing up front as like this premier tournament, this premier thing, Yamaha Skeeter jumping in, doing what they did at the Classic, putting the wrapped visors on the front of the boat.
That was
like
so
just
cool.
incredible awareness and opportunities for people to see that. I think about Fat Cat going around like collecting. I bought like 4 things from his auction.
Collecting signatures at the
collecting signatures at the media day, and then auctioned them all off. And it was like, gosh, like how genius is that? So just little creative. That's what I love to see. Like these teams putting together these little creative ideas, in their own little way. Like, what are they going to do to help raise money to tell the story? So, yeah, man, we're super excited about it, and a little overwhelmed. Not going to lie.
I want to say that Dick Hiley did like $9,000 in the first year or something like that.
It did. Yeah, I think Gretchen said right at 10,000.
Yeah,
right at 10,000.
and you guys are already going to hit 50 a little bit. Like here's the page on it. The link is in the bio for the show, the Pro Guide Hope Classic. It has all the info on it. And then when you register, you can see it goes to this page. You build your own page. 46,668. I know that there's we'll find out later, a little bit later today's show, that's going to jump up a little bit. And I know that we were kind of talking beforehand that there's also some funding that coming in. So I think with the goal of 50,000, I think it's safe to say you're gonna far exceed that in the first year.
Yeah. No, I think we definitely are, and just super humbled and excited. And what's crazy is you think about some of these teams that hopped in here just recently, like this number 2 team, like they jumped to the top like 2 days ago. Randy Dorman, he posted one video like 60 days ago, and he raised $3,500 in like less than a week. So I think sometimes people think, oh my gosh, I got to raise $500. That's crazy. I would tell you on the averages, how these guys are doing it, how these teams are doing it is they just take the link, they go to their Facebook page, they dump it in there, and they say, hey, I'm fishing this tournament, I'm raising money for St. Jude. And they do that 2 or 3 times in a 2-3 month window, and they hit their number so fast. And if they get a little bit creative, it's you raise $2,500 without really trying. It sounds bad, but it's just the truth of it.
Yeah. So who can fish this? When are registrations open till? And then if someone's watching this, listening to it, they live around that area, they want to go do it. Like what all is it? I mean, the way I understand it, it's just a $250 entry fee, and you have to raise $250 donation, the fundraising minimum for St. Jude. So the entry fee goes to the payout for the tournament.
That's
and
correct.
Then the fundraising minimum of $250, 100% of that goes directly to St. Jude, and all the donations 100%. Are through a stjude.org link.
Yeah. We won't take $1. And let me rephrase. If you like a corporate sponsor can send us a check and we can push that through. We have a portal, we can do that. But essentially, it's pretty much directly funding into St. Jude's automatically. So you asked about registration. It's open right now, of course, and it's a 2-step process. You go to ProGuideBatteries.com/Hope Classic. You can go through the step 1, step 2. Step 1 is fishing chaos. And then step 2 is your fundraising page. You have to do both. I wish it was a 1-point click registration, but we've got to run both. But when can you register? We went back and forth on this. We are going to let people register up until Saturday morning. What that means is you're not going to have a lot of time to fundraise. But if you want to show up with $500 and you want to fish it, be there Saturday morning, and we'll make it happen. We're having a dinner at Ulrich Marine Extreme Outdoors on Friday night. We're going to have registration from 4 to 6. We'll have dinner from 6 to 7, and then we'll do just like a quick, this is why we're doing it. And at 7:30, we are going to give away the boat. So if you want a chance to win the boat, you better register before Friday night. But if you want to show up on Saturday morning and fish, fantastic. We'd love to have you.
I like that. So someone's going to fish the next day with their buddy in the boat, knowing that they just won a Bass Cat Yamaha.
That's right. So we're really just hoping to drive participation at the event. We want to be able to tell the story. Kelly and Kyle called me immediately after we made the announcement, and they're like, "We want to host a dinner. We're gonna have it. I got chairs for 300. Come here. We're gonna host it here." So we're super psyched about that. One of my best buddies is got a barbecue trailer. He's gonna smoke a bunch of pork, and we're gonna have a great dinner. And we'll have a silent auction. We got a bunch of stuff from sponsors to give away. We're gonna just give away a bunch of stuff. So super pumped. Ike Canelli jersey, Carl Jochimson jersey, Stetson Blaylock. We got about the vast majority of our pro staff's got signed jerseys. We're gonna auction again, stealing Glenn Walker's idea because he's he's a stud when it comes to raising money.
60,000 on that. If you have any questions about it, a lot of the BTL listeners are familiar with Fishing Chaos because the St. Jude tournament ran through that. But there's a 10-minute walkthrough video on the Pro Guide Batteries / Hope Classic in the direct link down there where you're actually in the corner there. It's it's an 10-minute video. It walks you through exactly how to do it in less than 10 minutes. I did it this morning before the show. I should have done it last month, but that's just how I operate sometimes, Pate. But Jeffries and I are in it under Team BTL. My main question, though, is will you be playing that guitar behind you at the dinner?
You know what? This is totally unprompted. For $10,000, I will do it. So some sponsor wants to step up, I'll sing you a song, whatever you want.
I think you should. I think as people come into that dinner, you should be at the door with the guitar case open, and people, like this the street performers, people can toss money into the guitar case that all gets donated to St. Jude, and you're just there plucking away. You know what?
You don't want me to do it, but I got a guy. Maybe we could source that for the dinner.
Can you play the guitar though?
Yeah, well, that would be psychotic to have a guitar on the wall that you couldn't play. I guess people do that all the time.
No idea.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
I mean, I know a bunch of people who can't really fish, and they've caught one fish and they've got it on the wall behind them.
Yeah. It's funny. Yes, I can.
Really? Were you in a band at any point in your life?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you care to go a little bit deeper into that? I mean, you're
okay. Yeah, sure.
Pro Guide Battery, Pate Shumaker. This.
This is silly. Yeah. So I've led worship at church for off and on for once Truman got sick, we stepped away for a couple years, but we do off and on. Like I played bass at church on Sunday, and I led for about 10 years, my wife and I. And then I had a bunch of my buddies in high school. We were music nerds, and we had a garage band, and we'd play. We'd go to Fort Smith and Joplin and Springfield, and we put all of our cash in a little bucket. And at the end, when we all graduated, we all got $25. So it was.
What was the name of the band?
Walk-ins Welcome.
Oh, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
It was fun. It's a great way for kids to stay out of trouble or get into trouble. I don't know, depending on what you're into.
All right. Anything else? Anything else we need to know about this tournament before I let you go, Pate?
Man, no. We're just get registered. We've been told by all of our kind of advisory board. They're hey man, Tabor Rock's a walk-up lake. They're going to show up Friday and Saturday. So we've got the registrations has picked up. As it sits right now, we're roughly right at about 50 teams, which doesn't feel like enough. But everyone's telling me to calm down. They're going to just show up. So ease my nerves and go register for the Hope Classic and raise $250, raise 25,000, whatever you can swing, we would vastly appreciate it. And that's what's super special about this. The only thing I'll shout out is once we got started this and you talked about it, my family was affected, and then I get a couple phone calls and things start to happen. Then Miles, Riley gets sick, and Matt, you called me at 9:00 on a Sunday night to call Miles, and so dropped what I was doing, called Miles, and this community, even though it's big, it's small. And we had made this announcement, and shortly after that, there's a family out of Stratford, Missouri. I say Stratford, I think it's Logan Rogersville. I apologize for they're so close. But Jesse Roberts is a senior in high school on the fishing team there, and it's a senior year, gonna not have a chance to fish, but he's at St. Jude right now, getting treatment. His dad's put a team together this week, raising a bunch of money. So, that's why we do it. Truman, that was 4 years ago. He's good. He's healthy, but right now it's we're in Jesse's battle, man. And in a year, it's going to be another child. And so we're here for the long haul. So, jump on the train. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I wish you the best of luck in the next week as you prepare for Hope Classic, the first annual Hope
First
Classic. And I'll say this, like, you are not doing this. I mean, we're not like, I don't like call and chat with you all the time, but I know you're not doing this to sell batteries. Like, this is 100% a very personal thing. But I will say this as someone, if you are looking for a company that you can look at and know that your money is going to the right place, ProGuide's a pretty darn good option.
Well, that's right.
That's me saying that. I'm not trying to sell anything on this.
Saying that, and I'm saying that's right too. We're not doing this to sell batteries. We tossed and turned, like, do we call it ProGuide something? And everyone's like, yeah, you call it ProGuide something, because the leverage that you can use on it. Because I didn't want to make this about batteries or us or marketing at all. Like, that's not what this is about. But we have an opportunity. We have a point that we can leverage, and we just want to take advantage of that. So thank you, buddy, for letting me hop on.
If you're looking at them, message me, and I will give you incorrect information. So then I will forward you on to someone who can give you the correct information on what you need. Hey, it's all right. I'm honest about it, man.
Yeah. It's all good.
I looked at him at the Classic, and I was like, my God, there's a lot of buttons on the top of these things now.
You're doing good. You're picking it up. You're picking it up.
Good with the positive and the negative. I got that done, and then I learned about linking them together and all that through the shows on PTL. So,
sure.
All right, yeah, great work, Pate. Looking forward to seeing you next week in the Ozarks. Great part of the country. Amazing time of the year to be on Lake of the Ozarks. You can literally catch them anywhere you want. Table Rock. You're in the Ozarks, but it's on the Ozarks. Yeah, it's on Table Rock. You can throw a shaky head down the bank. You can wacky worm dot. You can do whatever you want, and you can catch fish. You want to fish it with your kid. You want to fish it with your wife. You want to fish it with your tournament partner.
Thank you for saying that. We do allow 3 people. So for like high school teams in a boater, so three in the boat is allowed.
3 in the boat. All right, I'll let you get back to it. Thank you, Pate.
All right, thank you. Bye.
See you. There you go, Pate Shumaker from ProGuide Batteries. Good dude, and I know that he's learning the ins and outs. You talk to Gretchen and Katie and all those people over at St. Jude and Wabasha, and I mean, like I said, they have a quarter century under their belt. Well, she doesn't have 10 years under their belt to making this thing work. Someone else who he's been known to get a little stressed out from time to time, but also runs a pretty tight ship. Scott Palmer from the Bass Tank. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to bring him on, and he's going to talk about some cool stuff that the Bass Tank Pro staff did following the Elite Series stop on the Arkansas River. Some familiar names, and it was I don't know if what he has said about this, if it was all recorded and it's going to come out in a video or not, but it's a pretty cool concept. And we'll chat with him in about 2.5 minutes. It's BTL on a Tuesday, April 28th, 2026. Be back right after this.
The new Puma STS has been redesigned from the ground up. With the angler, design, function, and performance in mind, nothing on this new offering was compromised, and the only thing carried over from the previous version is the name. Based on the Soft Touch series hull that started with the flagship Jaguar, this new model is nimble and performs incredibly well at all speeds with either a 250 or 300 horsepower engine. Featuring a new 96-inch wide-body footprint, this hull measures out at 20 foot 7 inches in length. Industry-leading design coupled with tournament-winning performance. The Puma STS from Basscat. Feel the rush.
Before there were hashtags, there were handshakes and shared stories. They gave us confidence to make our first cast and chase our dreams. They taught us to fish, and in the process, taught us about life. They taught us that success isn't just about reaching the top. It's about lifting others up. The future isn't just about selling tackle. It's about 3 simple words. Let's go fishing. Here's to the original influencers.
When I'm in a tournament, conditions are constantly changing and every second matters. With the Deep Dive app, I can instantly pull up all the current lake conditions all in one spot. So no more looking at weird government websites. In just one quick glance, I have water clarity, water level, wave forecast. It's all right there in the Deep Dive app. Download the Deep Dive app and get all the tools you need to put together an awesome tournament.
I fish in some of the worst elements across the country. Spring.
That's a giant, dude.
Summer.
Oh my gosh. Hi. Look at that thing.
Winter.
It's so cold.
And fall.
Got a big one. That's awesome. Being comfortable and staying dry is the only option.
AFCO. Any fish, any water.
All right, welcome back, BTL on a Tuesday. We didn't test the audio here, so we're just going to roll right into it. You got me, Scott?
I've got you. You got me.
Oh, I got you. We're loud and clear.
Look at that. I've learned how to prime myself up for your show.
Yeah, you got it. Got it absolutely dialed in. Are you? May's probably your prime time of the year for you to be jumping in a tournament for 3 days and not being at the Bass Tank headquarters.
Yeah, that is the best thing I can think of. The only time that'd be better would be March or April. I don't know. I would. I'm going to look at it and see, because I would love to come out and support it. If I could. I just don't know if I can do it or not.
I will say this before the last open. Several things. I found the cover to my Garmin, so I have to give you yours back. It was in my rod box. And then I also found the Bass Tank, the new Bass Tank. What are you calling those things? The bands?
Your bands? You found your bands?
I found my bands as well. So now I have to give you that back. I found my band. So I had not lost everything, every Bass Tank accessory in my boat. And then I also found an extra quart of the Bass Tank screen cleaner. So everything that I stopped by on my way to the Grand Open was actually in my one unorganized rod box, which is super totally on brand for how I operate.
Yeah, so that is absolutely a panger move right there. So have you opened the bands yet? Did you open them and use them and you found the others, or are they still unopened?
Yeah, no, I'll just keep the extra bands because there's a chance. I have a tendency to leave things on the back deck after I launch the boat instead of put them away. Right. But those bands are legitimately the deal. Like I ran, I put, because it was a no scope tournament, so I put that, I recorded everything, so I just put the cover over my graph and then put the band on it and was running 72 the whole time, no issues whatsoever. So they do not mess around.
No, we've had no reports of any failures whatsoever. You know, every person that has had them, and we've sold quite a few at this point so far. Everyone has loved them, and so there's been no reports of any failures, and that we didn't have any in our testing either. So simple idea, but it's effective, and I like it. So
is that on the site? I was going to show people too.
Yeah, it's called boat bands is what we're calling them.
Okay. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, here they are right here. So that literally is like a big band that's like hardcore, and then you put that over the back of your unit when you have this screen on, and then that prevents you from being 75 miles an hour going down the highway, and your graph cover flies off of your graph, which may or may not have happened to me 3 or 4 times in the past 2 years as well.
And you're not alone. That's what did it. You know, was you're not alone. We sell an awful lot of covers from people say I lost it going down the road, and those I wanted kind of a one size fits all. Those will fit on a 9-inch. It's not as snug as I'd like it to be on a 9-inch, but it goes from 9 to 16 inches graph. One band will fit, and it comes in a 2-pack.
Yeah, so $15 for a 2-pack. You're good to go. Yep. Great gift, great accessory. I would highly recommend ordering some of those. Plus, you can get them in a bunch of different colors to match whatever boat. If you're one of those match guys where your shoes match your gel coat, match your accessories. There's way more of those guys than I realize.
I know.
The accessory matching guys, like the guys who do the like I'll look around at some of the boats sometimes, you know, you just notice it. And I'm always amazed at how many guys like have matching trim tabs and foot pedals and all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, I need to do that. That looks badass. And then I just never get around to it.
Yeah, it looks sick. And then you're right. It's when do I have the time to trim my boat out that way for sure. I agree. Just those little accents are awesome.
Yeah. I bet Chuck Smith can shred because he was all about it when we were talking about it. If that's, I don't know if that's a picture of him or not, but he's up there with the guitar, and he said his boat matches his guitars. And then
I bet that is some awesome color schemes. You know,
I don't know if that's him or if that's like a famous guitarist that.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying that if his boat truly does match his guitars, that'd be an awesome color scheme, because there's some really cool color schemes in some guitars.
Yeah. Are you a musical guy?
I like music. I like playing music trivia, but you don't want me singing. I've got one song. It's about a turtle and a duck, and it's 3 chords long.
They tried to get me to sing Happy Birthday to Cord on the open stage because it was her birthday on Wednesday, and then we waited on Thursday, and I could not get off the stage fast enough. There's like a 0%, like because they were literally trying to go me into it. Also, you can rehab your shoulder with that.
Absolutely, 100%. There are multiple uses. That's why we just call them boat bands, not graph bands. Because you can sling them across the. Fishermen are like kindergartners, and I say this lovingly because we find the dumbest things to pester our buddies with. But I just saw some Elite Series pros that took my boat bands that I thought were really cool. They took them off and they were flinging them across the parking lot at their competitors. And I said, well, no wonder they get lost, guys. But whatever.
All right, so you were at the Bassmaster Elite Series. You have what, 4, 5? 6 guys, 5 guys on the Elite Series that are bass tank guys, and then afterwards you commandeered them on the Sunday, and you had a little derby. Are you cool like talking about what that was? Because I think that was a really cool thing that you did.
Yeah. So when they're close by, I like getting everybody together. So we did a little cookout at the house. I just kind of threw some pulled pork and shredded beef down, had some sandwiches. So we ate, played some cornhole, just, good times. And then we said, hey, let's go to the water because it's hard to keep these guys off the water. So I kind of had I got to give Bryant Smith a shout out for this was his idea. He said, hey, because he won last year, him and his partner, Skylar, who works for me here, won last year. So he said, hey, since we were the winners, we get to make a rule this year. And I said, okay, what's the rule you get? And he said, we get to basically pay you money to go harass other anglers. And then I'm like, okay, all right, let's define harass, because
it's just a 4-boat tournament with on a little small lake around here. Just the bass tank guys. This wasn't like the Elite Series tournament. This wasn't after the Elite Series was over.
Let me be very clear.
Bass tank guys for fun.
Yeah, this is completely fun. I don't even know if I want to call it a derby. Truly, it was just we got together and fished, and I actually closed the shop because it actually happened on Monday. So I actually closed the shop in the busiest time of the year for us, for my guys to have, because I want to show some love to my guys. So I partnered them up with one of the pros. They all drew, and so they all got to go out and experience that. They had a good time. But basically, the way this worked was, Brian Smith could tell me, say, I'm going to give you $10 to go cut the jerk bait, the jerk bait or the lure that Justin Hamner is throwing right now in his hands, cut it off and hold it for 5 minutes. And then I roll up, and Hamner has to let me in his boat and has to let me do it. Or he can pay me $20 to not do it.
Counter.
I let them counter, but they had to double the money. And what this turned into was, I'll just tell you. Hamner said, you come see me first. I've got an idea. I said, okay. And he had bought some hard-boiled eggs. And he said, you've got to go up to every boat and you've got to put a hard-boiled egg on their front deck. You know where the rod seat goes in?
Yeah.
Chris, he said, put it right there. Oh. Everybody except one person paid me not to do it. And that one person was Brian Smith, and he stepped on it twice.
Oh.
Yeah. It was.
And now
good.
You've got hard-boiled egg underneath in your seat hole.
Yeah. It was pretty good. Had somebody that made somebody go flip a watermelon. I literally do mean a watermelon, like sliced watermelon that they had bought. And by the way, perfect suspension the way it floats. Like I really was expecting, crappie or something to come eat it, catfish. I was just impressed that he was able to actually flip it and not come off the hook. I was like, wow. But it was just really fun because they kind of became a scheme, right? Because they started waiting like, hey, come see me at this time, because they didn't want someone to have time to, because I'm running around between all, even though it's a small lake. It took me a while to find everybody. And so it was kind of funny to see the scheming and the game plan. Now, what I was waiting for someone to do, and it's what I would have done, is I would have said, here's $100 to leave me alone. then somebody would have had to pay $200 just to not do it.
With them, yeah.
Just to mess with it. But the guys really enjoyed it. And I told them, I said, guys, we're going to do this. And, obviously I know you're involved with St. Jude's. And I said, guys, we're going to take any money that we raise and we're going to donate that to St. Jude's. And so I'm happy to report my guys showed out. This is why I love the team that I have. Just a quick shameless plug here to Austin Cranford, Bryant Smith, Justin Hamner, Nick Trim, Andrew Loberg, my team here. We were able to raise $1,500 in just an impromptu, fun derb, if you want, and just we got to have fun and raise money for a good cause. So we'll be donating $1,500 to the St. Jude's that is there on Table Rock, right?
Yeah,
that's
they're on Table Rock on the 9th to the team of me and Mark Jeffries to kickstart our fundraising for that. It's kind of a unique deal because this was the first year. So I'm raising money with Bartuzek for the one up north in Minnesota too. It made a lot of sense for the Bass Tank to get involved with this for the one on Table Rock, kind of in that Ozark area. You're a short drive to buy your electronics, to get them installed, to kind of get access to the Bass Tank and that whole system that you do, from buying to installing to education on how to use it once you're kind of in that Bass Tank family. So I appreciate it, Scott. That was, and I will say that was impromptu, unasked, 100% on Scott and the Bass Tank, just kind of hearing about this kind of word of mouth. So when he called and said that, can't thank you enough. And, very, very, very cool deal, Scott.
Yeah. And it's a huge shout out to my entire team. My staff that's here every day. As soon as I said that's what it was, it kicked it off. The guys were very generous with what they were doing. Of course, they were having fun, but I'll just tell you that it got kind of silly at the end because, I did catch a few fish and I locked them into my scales, and I auctioned that weight off without them knowing that they could trade out one of their fish to try to win, because we had little trophies. Just kind of, again, I wanted it to be fun. This year, first place was a big belt. We didn't video everything. We've got some content, that'll be coming out just to kind of fun stuff. But I mean, you see those guys fish all the time anyway. But we'll be posting some stuff before too long. Just I'm hoping that the Elite Series comes close to Oklahoma again, next year. Just if they can come somewhere around here. I don't know what the schedule is going to be, but the guys enjoy it. They're enjoying it. They're already talking about next year. But huge shout out to everybody that participated, because they really showed out. They really showed why they're on the team. Quite honestly, they were all too excited to donate.
Very cool. Little business question: are you do you have spy poles, the new AT2 Lorraine? Is all that stuff in stock at the Bass Tank right now? If you want to get in on the stuff that you were on the show too about 3 months ago, or right after the Classic, actually. So what is? I don't even know when that was. March.
So it's been kind of a whirlwind. XLs from Lowrance, we'll start there because that's been hard to get. Obviously, we don't have any back orders, so we don't have any in stock right now. But as soon as they hit the shelf, they're available to ship out. So if anyone is interested in that and they see it's in stock on my website, you do not need to call me. Order it, because it is actually in stock, because we're not taking any pre-orders on that, because it's been a very high demand, so it's been hard to get them, and I'm just not going to take pre-orders because unfortunately shipping is kind of a question mark. As far as spy poles go, I've got them in stock. We fulfilled all of our pre-orders, and I've got a pile of them sitting here. I actually have I'd venture to say that I have as many, if not more, than anybody in the country right now, because I don't know anyone else in the country that has actually any right now that you could order it and it would ship out the same day. And that's what we have right now. Now, that's not going to last long because they are in high demand, but we do have them. We've got the 360s. We've got the 42 and 49-inch spy poles sitting here ready to ship. So I've got to play with it and even more. And it's a fun product. It is.
There it is, right there.
Yep.
Very cool. I saw there were a bunch of guys at the Open that had it on, without the transducer, just the three.
Yeah,
the kind of the 360 part on it, and they were all out there trying to figure out. It takes it. I don't care what it is. It takes a bit of time to do it, and there were guys that were trolling around going, "Oh, we're trying to figure out the nuances of this to see how to make it work." But they all thought it was really cool. So
yeah, I'm looking forward when I go up. I take a trip up to Minnesota every year, and I cannot wait to get it up there. When I can look at those reef edges and those isolated boulders, with the 360, that's just going to be. It's just going to be silly. I can't wait. But the other aspect, even right now, I'm fishing relatively shallow. The spawn is still going on a lot of places, and you have a lot of post spawners up shallow. I'm staying in less than 10 foot of water most of the time, and I'm still utilizing it. It's really nice to run that 360, see my grass edge, and then I can put this scan mode out to the right. If I'm going down the bank to the left, I'm scanning out to the right, looking for those fish that have moved off and have started floating, kind of out there resting. And I picked a few of those fish off. It's a lot. It's fun. I get why everyone gets mad at it, but it's also too fun not to play with.
I would venture to say that your best deal currently on the bass tank right now, if you're a slender fella with a 30-inch or 32-inch waist, are the $9.99 Marshwear shorts.
Yeah.
You're like $65 shorts normally for $9.99. So if you don't follow the regime of not eating all day and then eating 3,700 calories and 9 Coors Lights after every day of practice, and you've somehow maintained a Charlie Hartley like physique in the 30 or 32-inch waist, you could get a steal on some high quality Marshwear shorts for $9, and then you can add a 2-year protection plan on them in case you get for just $6 over the 2 years on it. So for the low price of $16, you can have some protection on your Marshwear Bass Tank branded shorts.
Yeah, we may have overbought in that size. The others we sold out really fast, and then I'm like, I don't even know what to do with these. I don't think we've sold a single one in that size. So I'm like, we gotta get this out. We gotta get these going. So we did a little blowout sale, obviously, as you can tell, and they still aren't selling. I'm like, guys, these are $65 shorts. I don't know why somebody, I know there's somebody skinnier than me out there.
Marshwear is like the sister company of AFCO.
Yeah. They're good shorts. I like them. If you don't think I've got several pairs myself, but not 30.
They are sold out of the 34s, 36s, and 38s, but 30s and 32s. Plentiful.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just wanted to get you on. I know you got a busy day ahead of you, but I wanted to get you on. Thank you very much. Great support. If you guys are needing anything, electronics, some good sales going on thebasstank.com. And like I said, you buy from the Bass Tank, you get more than just the product. That kind of opens it up to be in the Bass Tank family, where it's not just, hey, here it is, now leave us alone.
No, it's not.
Which is unfortunate for you that you built your business that way.
I was here till 9 o'clock, upholding that premise. So that is what it is. But
all right, thanks, Scott. I appreciate it.
Sounds good. See you, Matt.
All right, see ya. All right. There's only one guest left that we need to have on then, and he was on before. We've kind of talked about it, but we're like registered for this tournament on Table Rock. We're locked in. It's his first Derby in over 5 years. He's fresh off of a top 8 finish in the college bowling, fifth. Oh, I did. We'll just bring him in and just say, sorry, I didn't want to screw you out of 5 places there. 5th place finish for the SNU bowling team and a totally redesigned studio. Where are you at now, Mark?
So we moved again, and now
you and Carolyn moved?
Yes. We're back in Norman now.
Why'd you move back? That you had the whole setup.
This is much better, and it's closer to the grandkid, and it's closer to civilization. And, we just wanted to get back. In our last few years of hanging around, we wanted to be able to be closer to civilization and Norman and all that.
When did this happen? I'm completely unaware of this.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
And you already have the studio set up in 2 weeks.
Yeah, my good friend that I have came in. He built this studio. He built the bowling ball pro shop right next door on the other side. I've got a space for the boat, a space for the truck, and we're good to go. The dude that owned this house, Matt, and I can't remember his name, but he was a renowned bow hunter.
Okay.
And he had animals on every single wall in the house.
That's a lot of redoing of walls.
Yeah. I mean, he paid for a little bit, excuse me, but he took a lot of pride in the animals that he took down. And I'm not talking just
Carolyn
deer
is
head.
not a big fan of dead animals on the wall in the house.
No. And he showed the house, and I really was kind of reserved. It was really kind of creepy, to be honest with you.
Come on.
Every single room, Matt. It wasn't like you had a trophy room. Every single room, the kitchen, the bathroom, the dining room.
Like, what are we talking about? Like elk, moose, deer, ducks,
zebras,
bobcat. Oh, so he was like a big game hunter.
Oh, he went to Africa every year, South America.
Okay, so it was like stuff that you see on like National Geographic that was hanging on the wall.
Yeah, I thought Marlon Perkins was going to come out from the dead.
You didn't like throw in an ox or anything like that. Like he took them all.
No, the coolest mount that he had, I will say, in one of the bedrooms, it was a giant log that went wall to wall, corner to corner, wall to wall, and there was a mountain lion on that log.
Oh, I would have said, hey, I'll take the house, but the mountain lion stays.
It was cool. I gave him major props on that. But he was an attorney and spent all of his free time bow hunting, not rifle hunting, but bow hunting all these animals. And the shop that he had that we completely redid, he actually had a lift, a car lift in the shop, but he never used it. Keep the cougar in the bedroom. That's pretty funny.
I feel like if you had kept the cougar, though, your indoor cats would not have appreciated that.
Probably not. Probably not. So
are they acclimated to the new house?
Yeah. They're all good. You know, it's not as big a lot. It's less than a half acre, but it's in a neighborhood. And here's the killer thing. Okay. I took one for the team on this one, Matt. I really did. Mm-hmm. You know, yesterday was our 35th wedding anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
35 years.
Congratulations.
So guess who lives right around the block?
I don't know.
That would be the oldest son and the granddaughter.
Aw.
Yeah. And Carolyn's already watched Quinn for Hannah because Mark, his schedule is
Jeffries. That's a name.
Yeah. Quinn.
Yeah.
And she's cute. She's hit that beginning to talk stage and
will you hold Quinn or
yeah.
You weren't a big baby guy, if I remember, with Mark and AJ.
No. I haven't changed the diaper and probably will never will, but no, I'm all good. I'm good.
Congratulations on the top 5 for SNU bowling.
It was great, man. Matt,
but
real quick, dude. We had the eventual winner down 3 games to none.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was a best of 7 and they came back and ran 4 straight on you.
They did. And in game 4, we were 1 frame away. We did not convert in a frame. They ended up winning that game by like 6 or 7 pins. And but
this was it. This was like the Bassmaster Classic of the men's collegiate.
It was March Madness, basically.
Well, that's nothing to be ashamed of, and I'm sure. How many of your bowlers do you have coming back this year?
All of them. So
you're gonna make another run at it.
And I got one of the top players. One of the top players in the nation from New York is signed and will be here in August.
Fantastic. So, I wanted to show you this since the last time I had you on. I went to a little boutique in Moore. I went to a boutique in Moore. The little booths are actually closing.
Oh yeah,
whole place down. But I was walking around and I've showed this on the show before. Do you know Terry Herndon? Did he fish? It sounds like a familiar name.
I do not.
Okay. It's on the back of it. It says Bald and Bearded Designs, and it's a 405 number. But he had all these cutouts of lakes and stuff. It was like laser cutout and stuff. But like, look at, like, that's a coaster, and he's got them for all the lakes in the area. and I
That's
picked
pretty
up
cool.
these. Like, how cool is that?
That is cool.
So I got like the Lake Thunderbird. I don't know them. I haven't. I mean, I paid $20 for these things, but I got that one, and I got the Shawnee Twin Lakes one. He has them for Draper, Thunderbird, Hefner, all of them in the area. Hugh, like all of them. I thought it was really cool.
Is that place right by Chick-fil-A and more?
Yeah. I think
they shut it down.
Yeah, we got it.
They just shut that thing down last week.
Yeah, no, we were there. Like, I got these like a month ago, and then court was like, hey, they filed for bankruptcy and they're shutting it all down. It was a really cool place.
Yeah.
So
that was an old furniture store. Is what
it was.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk Pro Guide Hope Classic. You jumped on this. You wanted to get in the boat with me. By the way, ordered the new bass cap this morning.
What color? That it matters, but you're wrapping
it's like steel and silver flake with like 2 or 3 different colors of silver and steel in it, and then crimson pinstriping.
Ooh.
Like Boomer Sooner pinstriping, and then gray and dark gray seats on it.
Very nice.
With a Yamaha on the back.
Oh, okay. First time for the Hammer.
Yeah, we'll give her a shot. I've talked to a number of guys who've run the Yamaha Bass Cat, and literally they have nothing but positive things to say about it. So
cool.
Well, I had that VMAX Series 2 carbureted 150 on that first ZX190. That red ZX190 that we got from H&H that I got when I was like 23. As soon as I graduated, and I put over 1,000 hours on that thing. It actually, I kept it at that storage unit. It actually had ethanol gas in it, and over a year of storage, had never been out. And when I put the mufflers on it to sell it in 2021, no, it was 2020. The guy's like, I'll take it if you can send me a video of it running. And I was like, I probably should have maintained it better. Dude, I didn't put anything in it. I primed it. It smoked like a son of a gun. It turned over on the second freaking turn with
fired
1,000 hours on it and a year sitting. So anyway,
wow,
we're going with the Yamaha. But are you pumped to jump in the boat for the Hope Classic?
I am. I'm close to getting all my stuff. I mean, my stuff was atrocious. I got 3 sets of pegboard out there. I'm trying to get organized. The boat's a mess. I guarantee you by next week I will be dialed in. Now, so
you're
I have
already
no idea. Huh?
You're already working on the tackle for it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. We have to get a room because we have to go up there. I think we'll probably practice Thursday and Friday. And I think
do you want me to take care of that?
Take care of what?
The room.
We'll deal with all the details later. I don't know if there's a specific.
Do you know where to stay? Where are we launching from?
Indian Point.
Okay.
But there's a number of things that are going on. I was just up there with Randy Block. I've never thought I'd say that on BTL. I was just up there at Table Rock the other week fishing with Randy Blockett. And the lake looks awesome. I don't know. We'll have to see whether it's come up or not, but there's definitely going to be some post spawners. There'll still probably be some fish on the beds. You saw Jacob Wheeler won it up there recently, but I'm thinking a little bit of scope.
Oh, you can scope?
You can scope in this. A little bit of scope, a little bit of top water. I think just for is that the word? Posterity? Just to keep things honest, we have to start off Zara spooking some color number 7s across some pea gravel points.
Okay.
There's probably going to be a little bit of a shad spawn. And then if we're going to go for the win, I think that the glide might play.
Oh, well, I get a feeling I'm going to be doing a lot of watching.
No. You're going to be up there on the front because we have, I'm probably going to tie you on a Willie Pete's OG glide bait. And I might be scoping the docks and you can be pitching it around and try to pull some of those bigger fish out.
Okay. You know what I actually have been working on? You're going to laugh at me, but this is not my thing, is learning how to attach braid to fluorocarbon.
Yeah, I'll probably be tying those knots for you.
I thought you'd get a kick out of that. I was like, okay, this one works, but probably not what Matt does. But
yeah, no, and we might be doing a little bit of minnowing, a little bit of wacky worming. But I think it'll take
Carolina rigging or football jig.
We will not be doing any Carolina rigging. Has never been tied on in that bass cat and never will.
How about a football jig?
A football jig might play.
Okay.
Like I said, we'll have a couple days. We'll spend some of the time going to your 1987 haunts.
How about a chomper?
We'll spend some time going to the mid-90s places that you caught them in 3 decades ago. Maybe there's generational fish that are using it again that everybody is not fishing.
They're not dialed into, no.
Because most of the people aren't fishing back when you were catching them. But the lake looks great. Plenty of fish to catch. I think we've got a chance of weighing in all 3, getting the trifecta, largy, smallie spots.
Cool.
And we'll give her a go.
Did you catch any smallmouth when you were with Randy?
We did not catch any smallmouth. We did a lot of talking. I don't know if you watched it. It was mainly talking, and then we were only scoping half of the time, which drastically reduces our productivity.
That's pretty funny.
Hey, but I'm looking forward to it. I'll have do you want the butt seat or the sit down seat? I haven't fished with you in a while.
Butt seat.
Butt seat up there. So.
Yeah. You've got to come over and check out, because I had all those rods from you had all 80s and 90s.
Yeah, all the quantum rods.
Dude, I found some gems during the move. I was like, I had no idea I had this.
Yeah.
I found a blue Tommy Biffle Q stick.
Yeah, you probably still have a bunch of the Rojas Red Quantums.
I do have. I have 6 new in the wrap. Never been used.
I feel like, do you have any of the gold swindles left, or did Dave rush by all those off?
I have 2 of those.
What about the Shaw Grigsby green spinning rod?
I do not. I do have 4 of the KVD fiberglass cranking rods.
Yeah, I've got the original prototype for that Quantum KVD. Quantum's like all saltwater now.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I had no idea.
Yeah, they like completely saltwater.
Is that still Zebco? Is that still them?
I believe so.
Huh.
I don't know.
Do they still make a Zebco 33?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. They have like a high dollar. Why you want to pick up a couple? Is that how long it's been? You think you might have to be Zebcoing it out there, Mark?
No, remember, I've already been out. Me and Jack have already went to Texoma and whaled on them.
Yeah.
One time.
Well, I'm headed up to Minnesota tomorrow, and then I get back from that, and I'm recording with Hamner after this. I still have the Grand Lake tournament that I have to drop, and then I went out with the kid who won the following day. Which, how often do you get that opportunity?
Not often.
Yeah, it was really impressive. So that video will drop, and then recorded with Frank. We got a bunch. It's a
right.
Goat rope over here.
Well, enjoy, man. Enjoy Minnesota.
I can't wait to see the new house. I see a bunch of the stuff there. There's the BTL hats, the Paul Elias crankbait from Falcon Lake in the background, your ice skates. If you tied those on, 50% chance that's the last thing you ever do standing up. Don't put those. So all your bowling pins from when you bowled 300 games.
There's media badges, and that's just like a quarter of them. I just hung some of them up. That one right there in the front is from 2006. 20 years ago, man.
The old Bass Zone license plate.
Yeah. Yeah, I ran across some stuff I just totally forgot about.
Can I get you to wear one of the old purple and yellow Bass Zone jerseys during the day of the tournament?
No.
What is 0% chance?
0. That is Blutowski right there. 0.0.
What about that Chiefs jersey in the background?
No. That's priceless right there, man.
We have to be matching. Does that have your name on the back of it?
The Chiefs jersey?
Yeah.
No, that's a Hansen Brothers jersey, man.
Oh, is that like an OG one or just a
yes?
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, you don't want to take that out on table. Yeah. So hopefully we'll have good weather. There's also a chance with all the storms coming in that the water could be up and we could be flipping bushes, Mark. Ooh. Like that would be the Table Rock bush flipping deal. The Table Rock bush flipping deal is, I don't know if you've experienced it. I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
They manifest themselves. Like you'll flip into a bush where you can see the bottom and it'll go donk and you'll be like, where did that fish come from? And then you'll set the hook and it'll just boil. It'll be a 3-pound largemouth.
Yeah. Well, we can spend any time in the Kings River.
We can spend the practice time wherever you want to, Mark.
I just wondered. Have you ever fished the Kings River?
I have.
Okay.
I've been all over that pond. But we have to fish against
well.
Pete Wenners. I think Rick Pierce is fishing it.
Ooh.
Jeremy Lawyer. There's a handful of guys that we're gonna have to, I don't know if McClellan is or not. I think Brian Snowden might be fishing it. There's a handful of guys. I don't know. He'll probably be in the hot tub watching it go down at his house. I just had Watson on at the beginning of the year. He's like big into the UMF stuff now. They just filmed out there.
Hey, by the way, since we're talking Table Rock, and I can't remember the date, I believe it's going to take place in July or August. They are having a Central Pro-Am reunion. Have you seen that?
No.
They are gathering. They are trying to get people that participated in the Central Pro-Am to get together for one day and just hang out, tell stories. And then I think they're going to have a tournament the next day. But there has been so many people over the years that cut their teeth to go out on
like
the
Jeff
FLW
Reynolds,
tour.
Crete, McClellan, Wes Endicott.
Yeah. Aikens. I mean, the whole Aikens family, that's where they cut their teeth.
Wonder if any of the Hibden boys will show up.
Hibdens were a big part of it. And, Ernie, the guy that started it, Ernie Doherty, he's been passed away for 20, 30 years. But it was really the trench of a lot of people in the Midwest and in the Ozarks, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma. Brent Chapman cut his teeth in the Central Pro-Am. So it'll be interesting to see how many people show up. And it came through my feed and I just glanced at
Mark Tyler, was he in that group?
Mark Tyler was in that group.
Yeah.
You mentioned Endicott. He doesn't even fish anymore.
No.
All he does is play golf.
Jeremy Lawyer, or was that before? Lawyer,
that was way before.
He's too young.
Way before. So.
All right. Well, that was it. I just wanted to get you on, talk a little strategy. Looks like we got
all about it, man.
Good start to the fundraising. Big shout out to Scott from the Bass Tank for that. And congratulations on a top 5 in the country. You were a frame or two away from everyone being able to watch you on TV. But next year, it's a slow growth process. This is only the 3rd year of the program. So
unfinished business is the thing.
How's your NIL money looking for 27?
We have no NIL money.
Oh, I find that hard to believe.
We have zero.
Zero?
Zero.
Did you see what's going on with NIL money in club hockey?
Where, at OSU?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like millions of dollars being pumped into the Oklahoma State Cowboys Club Division II ACHA club hockey program. Yeah. Did you see they're doing a stadium series in 27?
I did not see that, but I heard they're building an arena in Stillwater.
Dude, they are turning Boone Pickens into an ice arena and doing a stadium series this winter.
How many people will show up for that?
I think they'll sell it out.
I agree. Not going to disagree on that one.
You remember back in the day, the Blazers have set every record for every minor league hockey program.
I was there. I was a season ticket holder.
Blazers were the deal. Yeah. Peter Arvanitis.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Beausoleil.
Sylvain Fleury.
Yeah. There's some legends of the Blazers. Yeah. They're gone. But, they're pumping. They just announced that they had 3 Division I NCAA transfers to Oklahoma State and 2 major junior players from Canada committed to Oklahoma State. D2 ACHA club.
Money, man. Money.
They flew to the Nationals where they lost to Florida Gulf Coast this past year. Oh, I'm so sad about that as a OU alumni who played at Oklahoma. In a private jet.
Money. You get the right donor, man. Look at Texas Tech and their sports.
Yeah.
You got 2 billionaires, oil tycoons that are just dumping millions and millions of dollars. So.
All right. Thanks, Mark. Have a good morning.
Man. All right. Be careful.
All right. There you go. Pate, Scott, Mark. Good show this morning. I'm recording with Justin Hamner. After this, it'll run tomorrow as I'm headed to Wabasha. for the Dick Hiley St. Jude Bass Classic. That's all we got for now. 4 or 5 more shows coming out this week as we get back on track with BTL, and then live next week from Minnesota, and then live the following week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in studio, and then live from the Pro Guide Hope Classic benefiting St. Jude from Table Rock, and then the week after that at Kentucky Lake for the Bassmaster Open for the 3rd stop. A lot of stuff coming up on the schedule, a lot of travel. Thanks for sticking with BTL, and we'll talk to everyone later. See ya.